Hi kids, welcome back to my show. Today we're going to be making one of my latest favorite meals, which is pad thai. Pad thai has always been one of my go-to meals when doing takeout, and I thought, well, why not just make it yourself? And turns out it's not that hard to do if you've got the right ingredients to do it. So today what we're looking at for ingredients is our bean sprouts, we got our green onions, we got our peanuts, we have coconut oil that we're using, we have also our eggs, we have tofu, and the key ingredient to make a good pad thai is the sauce you use. So the sauce that I found is this one called May Ploy. It's a sauce that's made in Vancouver and Richmond, and it's quite delightful. It has nice ingredients in there. So to start, we're gonna use our coconut oil here, and we're gonna put it into the pan. So let's just come over here to the oven, and I'm gonna put it here in my frying pan that I have. So I'll just scoop that in here with my fingers. So this is a whole tablespoon I'm using of coconut oil. Now it seems like a lot, but the reason we're doing this is we're gonna be frying the tofu. I find, you can use other foods if you prefer. If you wanna add chicken to it or beef, feel free, go right ahead and use those. For myself, I'm gonna be using tofu today. So while that is melting, I'm gonna come back here to my station, and we're gonna be cutting up the tofu. I'm just gonna get my favorite knife here, open it up. Now it's not the tofu I prefer to use, it's medium firm. You can make it work since we're gonna be frying it anyways. It's opening kind of weird here. So I'm gonna do it Mama Stein style and just get right in there. Wow, just spilled water everywhere. Cut another slit here. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Now, wow, that's a good sized block of tofu. I'm not gonna use it all though. So let's just do about half. There we go. Pop that out. Perfect. So let's do that. I'm gonna slice it right down. So the goal here is I'm gonna be making cubes out of this. So I'll try and make them evenly as best you can. And there we go. So we got our cubed tofu. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in the pan now. Here we go. All right. I'm just gonna turn the heat up a bit, keeping it at about a low to medium temperature. Now while that's heating up and frying, I'm gonna go ahead and come back to our table here, and we're gonna be dicing up our green onions. I've already pre-rinsed these. These green onions they look better, but that's all right because we're in a quarantine right now, and when you're in a quarantine, you just work with what you've got. So here we go. Now Mama Stein is not the greatest at dicing, but he's learning. Mama's learning. There we go. Now I'm not gonna cut down all the way, I guess you could, but I like to actually save that little bit in the soup. Now that that's done, we already got our bean sprouts. Those are ready to go. The important thing about bean sprouts is you wanna just make sure you rinse them really well. My hair keeps getting in my eyeballs. All right, so back at our station here, let's see how our tofu's doing. Oh yeah. It definitely needs a bit more time there on that one side, so I'm just gonna leave it for now while it's frying up there. Now, what I'm doing for this meal is I'm using my wok. I found a wok works really well for something like pad thai. I'm sure there's other meals that work well with the wok that I don't really know yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Mama will get there. So one thing to mention while we're waiting here for that to fry up is I'm using here pad thai noodles. Whatever noodles really works for you. I prefer these noodles that are a little bit wide and skinny, and I don't know, they're pad thai noodles. Let's just see how our tofu is doing, shall we? Yeah, it's looking a little better. So I'm just gonna flip one of these to see what we got. Yeah, it's I'm gonna let it fry a bit more on that side. Oh damn. Stay up, you. You know what? It's staying where that is. Once this water's boiling, I'm gonna put the noodles in there, and then I'm gonna quickly throw the bean sprouts and throw my green onions. That was my camera. That just fell off of the oven. I'm gonna put that back here. Should be good. Oh well, all is well in Mama's house. I hope that doesn't happen again. Come on, you water. Boil more. Having long hair sucks. So while we're waiting for the tofu and for the water to get boiling more, what I'm gonna do is use my time here and just chop up our peanuts. Now, peanuts is something I add at the very end. The peanuts is just a nice little addition. It gives it a little extra nutty flavor. I got here about 1/4 cup of peanuts. I'm just gonna dice these all wild like. Peanuts, stay where you are supposed to be. I'll try it this way. There we go. Well, it doesn't have to be perfect. One thing's for certain, Mama's cooking is never perfect, but that's okay. Well, I'd say I've hacked at those nuts enough. Well, it looks like the water is about finished here, so I'm gonna just get the noodles in the water. So it's not a boil yet, but that's okay. So we don't want to boil these noodles too much. We just want to put them in hot water just to get them nice and soft because we're going to be throwing them into the wok later. So I'm going to just set the timer for that to about 10 minutes. Now let's take a look at see how our tofu is doing, hey? Yeah, that's starting to look pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip all these the best I can. Now, the tricky thing about frying tofu like this is that you can't really get all the sides. Okay, I'd say about now is about the good time to go ahead and throw in our bean sprouts. So using the bean sprouts here, just gonna go ahead and throw it into our wok. I'm gonna just use a bean sprout here to test. Not quite there. Yeah, it looks like the tofu's doing good here, so I think we're ready to throw the bean sprouts into the wok. Oh yeah, oh we ever. Whoa! The trick about a wok is you gotta keep it moving. Whoa! Got green onions here. Throw that and then the wok. Make sure you got the heat up high on the wok. Mama didn't really cut those onions very well, but that's normal. Pad Thai noodles are looking good too. Give those a few more minutes. My hair keeps getting into my eyeballs. Now, one extra ingredient I like to add for my Pad Thai is this, it's a, what is it? It's a chili pepper. It's a fried chili pepper. You gotta keep things moving in the wok. Oh yeah, you can see there now that the tofu's frying really nice. It's a little bit of a tricky thing though, getting these flipped over properly. Boop, boop. You know, I'd say those Pad Thai noodles are done, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump these out. Excuse me, camera. So you can see here that I just dumped the noodles in here and just gonna cool it off with some cold water. Gotta keep that moving. You can see it's actually, I left it for a little bit too long here. So now I'd say is a good time to actually add our noodles. But before I do that, I'm gonna get started with a bit of this Pad Thai sauce. So got about half a jar left, and I think for this meal I'm just gonna use the rest. There we go. Oh, it smells great. All right, throw that away. I think when I get really excited, my voice starts to change a bit. My accent's not really the same. Oh well. I'm gonna add in the rest of that sauce. Quiet, you! Yeah, get out. Get out of that jar. Every last bit. I'm just gonna mix in that sauce. That looks great. Our tofu's really frying good here. Really hope my phone doesn't suddenly fall down into my Pad Thai. It's happened before. I'd say at this point, the only thing left now is to throw my tofu in, and then we can fry the egg. There we go. Tofu's in. I could have probably fried that a little bit more, but that's okay. And last thing, yeah, eggs. Oh, jeez. Mama got too excited. Let's throw those in the pan. Now that that's done, just gonna scramble the eggs a little bit. Yeah, you could do whatever you want. I don't know how to scramble it. Just gotta keep this moving so it doesn't stick to the pan. Oh man, that smells amazing. Reminds me of the Vancouver coast. I'd say these eggs are adequately scrambled around. Let those fry a little bit more. Keep this moving. Oh, yeah, just about done. The last thing I'll just throw into the pad thai, of course, is our peanuts. There we go. Mix those in real nice. Oh man, that smells good. You know, I'd say that our egg is adequately fried. Throw it in. Well, that's it. That's pad thai. Just mix that in a bit. Oh yeah. Give myself a good helping here. Leftovers for the kids. That's always an important part for Mama Stein when he's making a meal, is that he always leaves a little bit for the kids so that the kids can try it. Because, you know, Mama Stein always cares about his kids. Oh boy, that was not a good idea. Well, there you have it, pad thai. This is probably about my 4th or 5th time making it. I really highly recommend other people to try it out. It's not that much work. You just gotta make sure you find a really good sauce for the pad thai. And, you know, you could always try making it yourself, but man, who's got time for that? All right, well, you know what? Thanks a lot for joining me on my show. I look forward to our next meal that we'll be making together. And as always, Mama loves you. Bye for now.